Welcome, everybody, to Dead Talk Live. This afternoon, we have special guest Blanca Blanco, who is currently the co star on Tubi's Tale of Tales. Blanca, thank you so much for being here with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me in your show.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to talk to you. And for our viewers out there, Tale of Tales is exclusively available on Tubi. It just premiered this past weekend, June 18th. Total of 8 episodes, I believe. Blanca is in like five of them. Definitely worth checking out. So let's get right to it. Before we get started, I saw your social media post that yesterday that you are on the ballot for consideration for an Emmy. First off, congratulations. That is a feat all on its own. How do you feel about just being in the pool of consideration?
I feel very excited and also very honored that my work is being recognized by the Television Academy, and that it's in the category. And so I just feel, it's been many years working in LA, and when you start seeing your work being recognized, it's a good feeling. It's like you're doing
Absolutely.
something right.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine. Now, like you said, you've been doing this. You have over fifty acting credits to your resume since 2008. You also do some modeling. What was it that brought you into acting?
Since I was a kid, I used to do a lot of plays, and I would enjoy doing scenes from movies, and or just create little short films with my sisters. So I always had the passion of creating characters, and so it's something that from childhood, and then I would take classes in college, and I moved to LA because I wanted to pursue a professional career as an actress.
Do you remember when you booked your first role on a TV show or a movie? I mean, you must have been elated.
Yeah, I was super excited because when I moved to LA, I was doing workshops and then doing a lot of auditions. And I booked my first film, and it was just like, wow, like someone pinched me. I'm on a set. It was like definitely a wonderful experience, and I knew that that was my calling. Like this is what I want to do.
Uh,
Even if you're waiting the whole time in your trailer most of the time until it's your time. But I'm like, I love this. So we
Absolutely,
could create
absolutely.
something.
And it just, I mean, you getting picked for that first role. I mean, there are plenty of people out in LA who are just trying to get their shot. And for you to get your shot, and now, like, what, 14 years later or so, you have over 50 credits to your name. That's that says something right there. So let's talk about Tale of Tales. Like I said, Tale of Tales is just came out on Tubi. How did the role of Lola come your way?
So I done a couple movies with the production company, and they reached out to me about that role of Lola, and I read the script, and I really love the story. It's definitely about reality,
Hmm.
about struggles, and also overcoming hardships. So I thought it's definitely a character that had so many layers because she goes through a lot of changes, a lot of emotional changes, and just environmental changes. So I thought it would be fun to do this character
Yeah,
because it is very complicated, and so a complex character. So that's how it came. I just really felt that I could bring this character to life.
and you did, and you did. It deals with the not very talked about anymore world of strip clubs, the shady dealings that go into strip clubs, the stealing, the corruption, the drug dealing, the girls who are really just being taken advantage of. It revolves, at least the first half revolves around a girl that goes missing, who is a friend of yours. Her character is Amber. There's a very pivotal scene, I believe, in episode 4, where the police come to Lola's doorstep to sort of ask when was the last time you saw this missing girl. And that put Lola in a tough position because here you have the police and you make a very poignant statement. I'm not a snitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you had a choice between helping the police find your friend or ratting out this person who is a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what did you do to sort of put yourself in that mind frame and that mindset as to, let's say, if you were Lola, what would you have done in that situation?
Well, definitely, she, she went through a lot of internal conflict because she could disclose that information, but then also put herself at risk, and she supports her family. So she had a lot of at stake. So it was very difficult for her to make that decision. But as you will see throughout the story, that she's able to, be able to help. But it just definitely the whole experience is also opening for her. That's not what she wants to do for the rest of her life.
Exactly.
So it is definitely, it is a dark story, because it's obviously she holds the key to the crime. She knows who it is, and she is conflicted because she could get, also hurt.
Exactly.
She has
Exactly.
a family to support, and a child. So it is like a lot of, like the real struggles that people go through, and that type of settings, because it does happen. And that's why I wanted to do this role, because nobody really talks about it. It's
Exactly.
like it's always like hitting, and I thought, okay, well, I don't know much about this industry, so I'm gonna do my research and prepare for this, because it's a new territory for me. But I feel that I can bring dignity to this character.
Yes, yes. And, you know, the show does take place and revolve around a strip club, but there's a deeper commentary here about women not being treated equally respectfully in the workplace. And it's brought to life in Tales, that's the name of the strip club, where women are sort of seen as they're objects. They're
Yeah.
objects. They're objects not only to the customer base, who are the men coming in to watch the strippers, but to Nick, who is the club manager. He's like, I don't care, whoever. I don't even know these girls by name. And it could be a strip club. It could be an office environment where that sort of stuff is done on a less, trying to be on a more discreet level. So my question to you is, what do you think about the whole social commentary about women, inequality, whether it's at a strip club or an office?
Yes, definitely that's something that is happening. It hasn't changed. I mean, it's been progressing as far as equality, but there are certain areas in jobs are not, women are not treated equal. And even in my industry, like, I know sometimes, women don't make the same as men. And so, but also in all the industries, I mean, I believe that they make 72 cents out of a dollar,
Yeah,
a dollar that a man makes. It is definitely where the gender equality is there. I think that the voicing or, opinions that what been happening lately, it's helping, but definitely it is something that, inequality, it is definitely a problem, especially when it's you're working on projects, and a lot of you have men with high positions, and they're using that to manipulate the other, the
yeah.
women.
We see all the sexual harassment claims
Yeah.
and whatnot. Now, you said you did a lot of research. What kind of research did you put into Lola being a stripper at a strip club? How deep did you get into your research to try to be as accurate as possible in your portrayal of Lola?
Well, I definitely wanted to understand that industry, so because I don't even know how that worked. Didn't know how it worked. Like, do they get like a schedule? I mean, like simple stuff, like, but like, what are the hours? Like, all that type of research. I wanted to understand how, when you go to work on a work day, how it is. And also, um, besides that, I wanted to also, she had a lot of things going on, so I wanted to understand the emotional what happened in her childhood.
Yeah.
And she came from a broken family, so then I'm able to add, more information to it and be able to find, definitely find her childhood, like, what she experienced and what is shaped her who she is, but also she wants changes, and because she is a good person, so I wanted to bring that out. And I definitely, I was really, it was my first job as a dancer, and I also wanted to. I took some lessons, dancing lessons,
Wow.
because I never danced like that before. And so when I was training in LA, I was like, wow, this is like a lot of work. Like,
Hmm.
you have to dance. I mean, you have like a 7-inch high heel, a platform, not regular heels, platform, and then you have to dance. You have to like connect with the audience. You gotta do all this, otherwise they don't put you on stage. I'm like, wow. And then people just tip you $1. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, wow. Like, this is it. I got more appreciation for people that do that work, because I realize like it is so much work, and then you don't really get much, and then you get treated like, you're not worth it.
Not worth it. You're like a piece of property.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a very uh very for me it was an important conversation, I believe, in episode 1 between one of the girls and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is trying to get her to leave the strip club, and she makes a reference to, you want me to go back to the cafe? And she says, I make here more in a night than I would make a month at the cafe. And that's sort of the trap and the lure. It's the money. The girls that do work in this industry make money, and that's what keeps them drawn in. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely that's another reason why Lola stays there, because she doesn't have a career, no degrees, and so it is, yeah, to go and work at a McDonald's, for example, where she will be making minimum, where she
Yeah.
could be making more money there, and then life also, it goes by so fast that it's like, even if you want to move out and do something else, like, you also, these women don't have savings, a lot of
No.
them, so how are you gonna make a transition that is smooth? You will probably go back if you don't, if you're feeling like you're not self sufficient, So that's the
Exactly.
thing. It's like breaking the cycle. To be able to, um, have a good job, you need a degree, um, or otherwise, have some savings. And a lot of women in this industry are on paycheck to paycheck.
Yep. I totally agree. What so when you got the material and you were auditioning and you booked a role and you were reading through the scripts, what were your initial feelings on how graphic the show was going to be? It's also very vulgar in the language it uses. Do you think that was more realistic, more authentic? What were your thoughts?
I thought it was definitely very authentic, because after I was doing a research, I mean, I never been in settings like that in my real life, but it definitely, there's a lot of craziness that goes in that type of setting. So they definitely kept it very organic, like it's
Yeah.
real. The manipulation, the injustice, and the treatment of women, and just like, men that just go there and try to take advantage. It's definitely, they really were very, like, they made it very real.
And another part of it that is real is what happens in the back rooms. The club manager, Nick, he knows what's going on. Doesn't want to hear about it. He doesn't want to be implicated in a crime or anything. But that's also another aspect that unfortunately happens all too often is sex trafficking in the back rooms of these sex clubs. How much freedom were you given in your portrayal of Lola with the directors? Did they allow you to really explore your character?
Oh yes, that the director was amazing. He definitely, I went prepared, and I was able to bring what he needed, and also he was open for if I wanted to do a take or two different ways, But also, they had professional, like, actually dancers, like the dance that was their career. Like they actually studied dancing, not like strippers, but
Yeah,
dancing. So they were able to also be there on set, and I was, mine my contract was like it had a lot of like like restrictions,
yeah,
but I was able to because of my requests,
yeah.
but definitely it was just like a wonderful experience, and we're gonna be doing season 2.
Nice. Wow,
Yeah,
it picked up already. It just like what, 3 days after its
yeah,
release. That's nice. That's
it was
nice.
really good. Yeah.
Now, you do have a lot of other stuff that's in post production. You're very, very busy. Um, what stuff that is coming out that's in post production are you really excited about for the viewers to see?
Well, I have a western that is out. It was out last week, and it's called Eye for Eye, and
Okay.
it's my first western film. And we shot it in Montana. So
Wow.
that is out. It's on Tubi as well, and also Amazon Prime, and then a few other outlets. And it's doing really good. I've been doing the interviews for that project, and it was fun doing a western and be able to be in that 1800s period.
It must have been a lot of fun. I could
Oh
totally.
yeah, it was fun. And especially we shot it during the pandemic. Well, I mean, we're still during the pandemic,
Yeah.
but during the time where nobody was like finally like they're allowing people. Well, everybody had to have masks unless you're on set like filming, but it was still like it just felt like I feel grateful to be on set that I was still alive. Like, oh God, we don't know what is happening here.
Oh yeah.
So I was feeling grateful and like okay. So it was definitely like a fun to shoot it, and it was my first. I did a lot of stunts there as well, and it was beautiful to be in Montana. Which now I see why they don't have a lot of COVID because there's so much space compared to LA.
Not a lot of people. Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
then you're like you can have the social distancing. There's no problem
No
there.
problem. Yeah. Looking back on your career and all the credits that you have to your name, is there a particular project that you would say was sort of like a breakout moment for you that sort of opened up a lot more doors?
Yeah, I did a film. It was I'm Betrayed, and it was my first role as a villain, and I was the antagonist, and it was fun creating that character, and I won Best Supporting Actress
Nice.
festival, and then I do kids movies in Europe, and then also I do films, dramatic stuff. But that was my first because I really enjoy doing dramatic work.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it's fun. So yeah, that was I began booking more roles that were more dramatic after that,
It's
and
a,
I also just won Best Actress for Eye for Eye. So
Congratulations. That is so awesome. I mean, the fact that in your career you've been able to play such a wide spectrum of characters and you're still so young and you have so much more left, it must be so exciting. The world is literally at your feet. I want to thank you so much for coming on here and sharing these great experiences about Tale of Tales, about your career. Again, guys, Tale of Tales just got released this past Saturday. It is available on Tubi. As Blanca just said, it got renewed for a season 2. Any final thoughts you want to share, Blanca, before we go?
just that I hope you are able to watch the show and just see it as it is definitely something that is happening all over the country or the world, and it is a subject that nobody really talks about, but it is there. So just be more aware of it.
it should be getting a lot more attention than it has been.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. I want to thank our guest, Blanca Blanco. I want to thank our audience, nice audience, who has tuned in on this Monday afternoon. And for those of you that'll be watching this later on behalf of Blanca Blanco, co star of Tale of Tales, and myself, stay safe, guys, and stay walking. Bye bye.
Bye bye.